welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to have you back. Today I just did this relatively simple makeup look in comparison to what we did last time. It's not nearly as glam, but it's still very high coverage, very long lasting, light definition to the eye, glowy, rosy cheeks, a little bit of lip, and I also did just a little bit of wavy hair also. So I hope y'all enjoy it, and let's get started. It's a big shift from that to this. This is the before, so let's buckle up and get started. I think I'm gonna attempt to do a voiceover for time's sake. I don't want to have everything so drawn out that it bores y'all, but I also do want to try to explain what I'm doing. So I'm about to start my foundation routine, and it will be slightly faster than the normal pace, but I will be able to explain to y'all what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So let's get started. Okay y'all, I'm going back in with the same combo that I used in the last video, which is the Dermacol Total Cover Foundation mixed in with a little bit of the Infallible Total Cover by L'Oreal. So obviously I am just blending, which is a process in itself. Special note here as we're editing and I'm watching it, I mean, this is definitely high full coverage. So if you're more of a natural girl and you just like a very clean, simple, dewy look, I know this probably isn't for you. I understand that. But I have redness and hyperpigmentation and unevenness, and to me a nice, clean, smooth base is the best canvas for all your other features to shine through. So I'm just patting the foundation in with that Real Technique sponge. I found that's a good method to make sure everything's just nice and smooth looking. Then I'm going in with a concealer. I'll be honest with y'all, this was my first time trying this concealer. I wasn't really a huge fan. It gave me some difficulty patting it out underneath my right eye. You'll see it in a second. It's a struggle. But it's the L'Oreal Clean Invisible Concealer. I didn't hate it. I just, the jury's still kind of out. I didn't like absolutely love it. I had to go in there with another mirror and really try to pat it out under my right eye. It was getting patchy and it was just not a super fan. But after all that concealer was applied, I went back in with my Wet n Wild little contour kit that I used in the last video, which you're about to see. That banana powder, which is my jam for under the eyes. There it is. And just setting that under eye concealer, brightening up the eye. It will keep you creaseless all day long. Make sure that sponge is still damp. Can't emphasize that enough. I think that's the most amazing tip that I ever learned. Then going back in with that Maybelline Fit Me loose powder and just setting my entire face. Cannot say enough good things about this powder. It is also high coverage. It's pigmented. It reduces oil. You have more longevity with your foundation all day long. That in combination with the damp sponge just makes everything look airbrushed. And yes, I do move it down my neck a little bit. I find it's more cohesive that way. Okay, so that is my completed base. Foundation, concealer, powder, under eye powder, and then off camera I did do my eyebrows, and I did like a little bit of a nose contour, which if anybody's curious about a nose contour, I did it in my previous makeup video. Eyebrows are really difficult to master on camera. I'm not saying I have them mastered in general, but doing them on camera is a whole different story. So for now, I'm doing them off camera. I don't think my eyebrows are anything spectacular, but if anyone is interested in seeing me do them, I will happily do them on camera, but it just takes a minute, so I cut that part. What I wanted to talk through, but not be as lengthy as last time, is the next portion, just because this is more skin focused. The little routine that I did, my very first video that I ever posted, was kind of glammy, like Christmassy. It had lashes and it had bronze and winged liner and kind of heavy contour and red lips, and we're not really doing any of that today. Today's a little bit more low-key day. This is honestly what I would do on a daily basis. We're taking the kids to see Santa later, so it's like you want to look like yourself, but just polished and a little bit elevated. I want my skin tone evened out and a little bit of glow on the cheeks, a little bit of light to the eyes, some gloss on the lips, and that to me is basic everyday go-to, just like you, but slightly better. So I'm going to briefly talk through, try to be brief, what I'm going to do next. I still am going to contour just because contouring is wonderful, and it's like, why not? So I'm going to use the Hoola that I used from last time. This is like a very universally flattering contour shade, and y'all know how to contour, but we're just gonna do it real quick. While I'm contouring, I kind of wanted to briefly talk about, for anyone who's curious or interested, why I started YouTube. I've wanted to do this for a long time, but I've been a procrastinator, and I'm also a major comfort zone person. So if I'm not pushed to do something, I don't typically do it. And then one day my sister and I started talking, and she had the idea to start her channel, and so it kind of came to fruition from both of us. And let me tell you something, I consider myself to be a pretty confident person, and I'm pretty happy with my makeup skill set. If you want all your confidence shaken to the core, then just put yourself out there on film. Thankfully, no one has been unkind or anything like that, but you just are hypercritical of all your flaws. Everything seems like it's under a microscope as far as like, are my eyebrows uneven? And, you know, does my nose look weird in that footage? And oh my goodness, I sound like a Valley Girl hillbilly. First video, props. I do have a Southern accent. I know that now. It is way more pronounced when I'm nervous. So there you go. But anyway, I am very grateful to have started. The fact that the first 2 videos are under my belt feels really good. It is super nerve-wracking, so I just encourage you to do something that scares you or intimidates you or pushes you even slightly outside your comfort zone, because I'm already so grateful that I did it. I've got a long way to go. I've got a lot of growth that hopefully I'll be able to accomplish, but just be kind to people, you know, that are trying to pursue their dreams. Show them some support, and if there's anything you're pursuing, if you're watching this and we know each other, talk to me about it, because I would love to hear what you're passionate about and support you and help you pursue it. So moving on, I'm going to use a little bit different of a blush shade today. I actually picked this blush up from the drugstore. I've used it tons of times, but this is a new container of it. It is, I'm sure most of y'all watching have heard of it. It's the Milani Luminoso. Oh, this blush. I can't describe it. You'll know it when you see it. First of all, it does have a slight, I would say, luminescence. And for oily girls like me, sometimes that's a scary word, because we're not about overly glowy or loomy or anything like that. But it's very sheer. It's like just a very sheer wash of color, a very pretty peachy pink, light pink color. Honestly, it's really comparable to the shade NARS Orgasm, if you want to save like 23 bucks on a blush. But it's just so, you just look like you've been eating your fruits and vegetables. It's glowy. Like every time I wear this, I get complimented. Not on my blush, but on my skin, and that's what you want. So I'm just gonna use this little blush brush. I think it came from that same Target kit. These guys are brothers. One's for blush, one's for contour. This one isn't nearly as dense, so it's more fluffy for blush application, but I just love it. It's almost like you can't apply too much. You just look rosy and healthy, and this in combination with my boo, my highlighter that I'm obsessed with, the Sarcophagus, it's just like so glowy and beautiful. And like, you know, it's not, people don't look at you and say, oh, you're wearing makeup. People look at you and say like, your skin looks gorgeous. You see kind of how it has a slight shimmer and a slight flush. Just realized I'm 5 minutes into filming and did not turn my light on. You know, it's not like a beam of glow, but it just looks kind of healthy. So I love that blush, love it. Milani Luminoso. You can get it pretty much anywhere. I got mine at Walmart because that's where I buy the majority of my makeup. Now, my favorite part of my entire makeup application routine, which is highlighter. I know I was probably a little bit over the top with my description of this guy, but I had several people message me and comment after I posted the video like, what was the name of that highlighter again? It's just insanely gorgeous, and I'm obsessed with how big it is. It's so big, and it's just, it'll last me forever. And it's just like the most gorgeous highlight. Jeffree Star Sarcophagus. And I will say, my first time ever buying from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and I was super satisfied with the ordering process. It was very efficient. The delivery was really beautifully packaged. When I received it, it was received in a really timely way. For his Black Friday sale, I paid 0 tax, 0 shipping, and I think the highlighter and a liquid lipstick that I'm going to show you later were like 40% off. So this was originally like, okay, I'm not going to do the math out loud because I was never good at math, but it was like 40% off. I got it for like 17 bucks. So you math whizzes, tell me what it was at its original price. I'm not gonna try. Okay, so I'm gonna do something really light on my eyes today. I'm not gonna fuss with winged liner or lashes or anything crazy like that. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a time lapse or a little bit sped up and voiceover on my eyes. So I'm not talking to y'all for another 10 years about my eyes because I'm super long-winded. Okay, now we're going in with the Jaclyn Hill palette on the eyes. Y'all know that's a favorite. I'm actually using the shade Smoky But Natural, and I'm just doing windshield wiper motions in the crease and circular motions, going in with a fatter blending brush just to make sure everything's diffused. Then I'm taking that same color and going on the lower lash line. It's really simple, just enough definition to bring your eyes to life, but nothing crazy. It's literally one shade and going back in and blending. The Lash Sensational Mascara by Maybelline is what I'm using. I don't have the most amazing natural lashes. They're kind of skimpy, so you're seeing me really try to finesse and build them up without getting them clumpy, and I always bring the mascara down to my lower lash line. I think it just completes the look a little more. Done. That part couldn't be more simple in my opinion. The last step, aside from hair and changing this shirt, is going to be lips, and this is the other product I'm really excited about. It's the other thing that I ordered from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. It's his liquid lipsticks. This one is in the shade Celebrity Skin. It's just a really pretty, almost kind of mauve-y nude. Because this look really, I do want to be kind of neutral. I'm not looking to have any kind of flashy colors or anything overwhelming, just pretty, elevated, polished, glossy, glowy, neutral. So this shade is gorgeous to me. It just kind of looks like your lip tone, but a little bit amplified. And these stay all day long. I'm really impressed with the formula on these so far. So y'all bear with me. It'll take me just a second. My lips are on the fuller side, and you know, you have to be really precise with liquid lipstick. So y'all bear with me, but let's put this guy on. It smells like root beer too. I love the way these smell. Dip in one more time. This is the shade Celebrity Skin Dried Down. You see how it's just like mauve-y nude, just like your natural lip color, but kind of amplified? I really love it. It obviously dries down because it's long lasting, so it will pretty much last you all day unless you eat anything that's oily, because most oils do remove liquid lipsticks. I want a little bit more sheen, not gloss necessarily, but I want it to be simple, this look, but I don't want it to be too monochromatic. We want to have visual interest in certain places. We do have the glow on the cheeks, and we have the rosy flush to the cheeks, but this is a cream lipstick from Victoria's Secret. It's called the Velvet Matte. It's kind of hard to describe. It's not a liquid lipstick, but it's not a gloss, but it's not a lipstick. Every time I try to explain this kind of thing to my husband, he's like, wait, what are you talking about? It's basically just a very high pigment, long lasting, thick gloss, but it's not overly glossy. Does that make sense at all? For today's purposes, we're gonna call it a liquid lipstick topper. It just gives a little more zhuzh and amps it up to the next level. And I love this shade. It's kind of like a dusty rose. It's really, really pretty. So y'all bear with me. We're gonna go through the process one more time. You could even do an ombre with this color. It'd be really pretty. And there we go. It's nice to have the option of like a liquid lipstick topper, so to speak, because your base is essentially the liquid lipstick, so that's gonna last you all day long. But on top, if you want a little bit more moisture to your lips, because liquid lips can tend to be drying, even the really good ones. If you want a little bit of moisture to your lips, or you want a little bit of added sheen, or maybe a little bit of an even different color story, you can add another guy to the top of your lips, but don't let any of that overwhelm you. Just slap some gloss on and call it a day if you're that kind of girl. But you know, I'm trying to be extra today, so. Okay, y'all, we are getting close to the finish line. The makeup is done. I'm just gonna do some soft, loose curls in my hair. Nothing fancy at all, just to make it look better than this. So I'm gonna time lapse through that really quickly, and then we'll close with our little outro. Finally done. As y'all could see, it was really simple what I just did with my hair. I just wrapped it around the barrel of a curling iron and held it for a few seconds and gave it a spray. I'm so not an expert on hair, but you can't really see the full effect, but it's just kind of wavy and beachy, and I like to kind of have a little swoop here to pull it back. Thank y'all so much for your patience with the video and for tuning back into my channel. I love y'all and I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see y'all in the next one. Bye guys.